Oh, we live. Hey, everybody.
Man, you don't do that. You don't. You don't. My lips all red. I ain't get a chance to drink nothing to lighten them up or nothing. I ain't got no glasses on. I ain't got no face on. And you don't say we live, y'all.
Listen, listen.
Cause
Cause
we ain't supposed to be on here.
we ain't even supposed to be on here. But
But
listen,
I'm just saying how you just gonna say, oh, we
Oh, we
live.
live.
listen,
We
cause
ain't supposed to be on
I had hit the live button before I realized it. But
here.
you know
Jesus,
what?
Joseph, and Mary.
Man.
Y'all know who we are. Listen, we was having a little brother sister conversation. Chit chit chat chat. And it just got a little juicy, so we just want to jump on for a hot
She
second.
wanted to jump on.
You ain't lying. She really
She
did.
just wanted to jump on.
And as you see, she pressed start and live in action before she
And
told
she all
anybody.
fresh face and face beat and but you know what? I don't even much care. I don't care. How
So
y'all doing?
y'all, so y'all gonna get this today. Skip it.
All this face. Natural face.
Sissy, you want me to take mine off?
Uh-uh.
Uh-uh.
I can put I can put mine.
like like no, that might scare people. Like, oh, she like in front of everybody, she done took everything off.
Baby
No.
Jesus.
Come
They
on
be
with the come on, y'all.
they be like,
So we
I thought she was light skinned. I guess she not.
Just a little chocolatey.
Just from, just from here.
From the neck up. She's a little chocolatey.
you know what?
She darker than I thought. Oh, look, she dark.
Got a little Wesley Snipes on her.
My makeup is not an illusion.
Oh crap.
But listen, so we was talking about red flags, and the last thing we was talking about was when you pray for something and God send you something, do people continue to pray on, or do they just be like, okay, well, I've been praying about this thing, God done sent it to me, let's just ride out? Because I think folks, when they've been praying and praying and praying and wishing and hoping and praying and all that good stuff, when they present, people just be like, okay, well, this what I was praying for.
But like I was saying though, we got to be careful with that because one thing the enemy loves to do, he loves to mock God. He loves to try to anything God does, like the enemy tries to do, and we could be here all night talking about you know that. But in saying that, I just personally feel like almost all the time, when we pray and we ask God for things, the enemy ain't slow, ain't nothing slow or stupid or dumb about him. He knows, so he has the ability to try to mock what he knows that we like, and it will mirror very closely to the things that we pray for and ask for, but he'll throw two or three things in there that we ain't necessarily asked. And so we, especially as believers, start to rationalize like, okay, God, I know that I asked you for this and you sent this. There are a few things in here that I ain't really feeling, but is this your way of trying to get me to exercise patience? Should I pray about these things? Like, am I being too picky? Instead of just realizing that this ain't what I really asked you for. And instead of taking it back to the Father to be sure that this is what He presented, we'll try to work our way or work with the enemy and work what He gave us to make it God when it really didn't come from God in the first place. So we have to be sure and know that we know when we ask God for something, He's going to give us what we ask for. You
But if
know,
there's no perfect situation and no perfect person, then all of those little idiosyncrasies, we'll be going through person after person after person, or situation after situation after situation, if we're looking for everything to be perfect.
but not if we say that we serve a God who's not a God of confusion. If we are confused and conflicted in love, then did that come from God?
I mean, well, this other thing. Okay, so what do you do when you have situations within your relationship where you have conflict? I mean, conflict automatically rears up some type of confusion because you don't agree.
we have conflict. Things sometimes iron sharpening iron. We got to work some things out. Then we have things that totally don't sit right with our spirit. Even when you're conflicted, even when you and your mate are having an issue or issues, if it's a long line of issues, there is still nothing in you that will make leaving be your first line of defense. Or, yeah, you'll be upset, you'll be frustrated, but at the end, when you come back to yourself, you will want to work that out. Because like you said, we have issues and there's conflict in everything. But I believe when it comes from God, He's going to put a little bit more in you to make you want to work out a healthy situation. Now, I ain't saying stay in nothing toxic or crazy, but I just think if it comes from God, there are going to be small, certain things that will just sit well with your spirit. That's just my opinion.
Jay?
I just believe that there is a peace about everything that'll happen when you're with that significant other, whomever that person is. I don't think that God, like Sissy said, God is not the author of confusion, and since He's not the author of confusion, I believe that there will be a peace, even in the midst of the storm that you might be in. There's still a sense of peace. There's still a sense of reverence. There's still a sense of respect. I don't think that when you're arguing with your spouse, like she said, the thought of leaving is going to be the first thing in your head. I don't think the thought of ever really disrespecting that person will ever enter your head. You're like, hey, let me go ahead and chill for a minute, let her chill for a minute, and let's reconvene with this situation with clear-minded heads before we say and or do anything that's contrary to what we said we were doing, which was building each other up.
Agreed.
I'm toxic.
Why do you say that?
Cause baby, let me get mad for a long time.
Well,
Like how
see, I
long you
don't.
being mad?
Well, I
Like
don't think you're gonna
we
get
just
mad at
been
your mate
mad.
though.
Yeah, I don't see. I just feel like if it's
The one.
yeah, this is gonna sound real fairy tale-ish because but I don't see you being mad enough at the one that God sent for you. Where even if it's from God and you like love that man's dirty draws, but even when he makes you the maddest, there's still gonna be something in you at the end of that day that's gonna make you be like, you know what? I can't stand him. He get on my nerve. I'm mad at him. But let me go in here and let's have this conversation because you finna get on and hit this here bed because like we just not finna do that. If it's somebody
There's a
that
but.
you really love,
There's the but in the
what's the but?
situation. Just like you said, I can't stand them. They get on my nerves. But
But
I'm not gonna go to bed angry.
uh-huh,
But I'm not gonna stay mad and let it boil over to where the
uh-huh,
kids can see it, or to
uh-huh,
boil over to where now it's a deeper rooted argument.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
I
So
think that I think that sooner or later that you will come to agreement with each other, like, hey, we gonna have to,
Yeah, like, hey, listen.
like the meme I seen a couple of weeks ago. When the argument is over, y'all say something stupid to each other. Hey, is the refrigerator still in the kitchen, or did you move it?
Like
You say something. You say something stupid. Hey, did you hear the washing machine go off, or was it just me?
because you're trying to strike up that
You
conversation
trying to
and
strike up
you're
that
trying to
stupid
test the
conversation? Hey,
waters. Hey,
hey,
because
hey,
this ain't
you
what
want
we
some?
finna do.
Hey, you want some Zaxby's? Because I want some Zaxby's.
You go to the store. I'm finna
You
go
know,
to the store. You want some of them Skittles back you
hey,
like?
hey, 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 you like
but
Skittles?
you give me with those
Tropical,
skills
right?
now.
Tropical? Okay.
My berry.
You know what
I'm
I'm
just
saying?
saying.
So disclosure on my end, being transparent. My marriage ended because he got off in the funk. He didn't want to talk, but see, baby, I can do that better.
Mm-mm. See, because
Like,
the longer you sit there and that gives the enemy room. We
baby,
ain't
the,
finna do
the
that.
enemy moved in. I'm just gonna be the enemy
We
moved
ain't finna do that.
in.
Like,
Was sleeping on the couch.
Okay.
I
But I will say, like now in my current relationship, if we feel some type of way about anything, you know,
mhm.
we're talking about it. Like there's no room for nothing to creep
Because
in
we
there. So
ain't
we
trying to
come
get an
back.
enemy no room. That's exactly it. I think that's what me and Jay are trying to say. Like I sent meme to my boo the other day, and it pretty much said, I don't care if I just threw the TV and the refrigerator at you. Like if we that mad, when it's time to go to bed, you get in the bed and no, like because when you really love somebody, and I feel like if it's really your God sent mate, then there will be nothing that you don't want to work through. I'm not talking about something toxic. I'm talking about when this is your purpose mate sent from God.
Hey,
It,
throwing the TV in the refrigerator toxic.
well, you know that's your flush. That's your flush. Your flush. Your flush getting
Hey,
a bit.
hey,
Your
hey,
flush.
hey,
Your
hey!
flush
I
getting
didn't
a
want to
bit.
say nothing because I was like, nigga,
That's your,
hey,
that's
wait,
your
the
flush.
refrigerator and the
That's your flush. I mean, I'm the first one to admit I get mad about the smallest of things sometimes. I
TV.
think about the fact that me and my ex-husband got into a fight because he ate a piece of my sweet potato pie. And I mean, we had a fight because he ate a piece of my pie. Like, I get mad about some things sometimes.
I'll say this. I'll say this. In my last marriage, I know I left because I was the toxic one,
Mm,
and it wasn't no fighting or cussing like that. I was at a point where I had no peace, and if I can lay in the bed next to you and cry because you don't feel the frustration that I'm under because what we're going through, but you can get up and say all is well. Hey, how you doing? You you can do all that, but you can't come. You know what I'm saying?
but did you
Eh,
communicate that with her though?
I did. I did. That's
Okay.
the whole thing. We did communicate. We did talk, and it was like there's no way you can tell me how I should feel about anything. How can you
Yeah.
tell me how I should feel? No, because there's a lot of stuff that you did that I thought was stupid, but I never said it because it was what you did, and I had to understand and support what you did or support how you felt. And when you asked me, I said, "Hey, that didn't make sense. However, I can see where you felt X, Y, and Z. Let's talk about the reason why you felt the way you felt, and let's move from there."
So can I ask y'all a question?
Yes.
What's too much as far as like when it's time to walk away, if that's going to be a thing? What is too much to take in a marriage or a relationship? What's the thing? Like, how many arguments do you have? How many, how much sharpening do you have to go through before you just decide I want out? Like, what's too much? Is everything figure outable?
No.
I I want to say yes if it's with the right person.
Well, you know,
Because if I'm exiting, 9 times out of 10 you wasn't it, and I just jumped because for the sake of.
Mm.
so it. You know, I'm gonna go back and everything is figure outable if you want it to be. You just have to really be willing to deal with the ramifications of everything that has happened. So, like instance, my
It's a
last
T
husband cheated
word.
on me,
Mhm.
but we didn't get divorced because he cheated.
Mm.
We was working on that thing. We was moving through that thing. Like I said, most people know I've been married twice. It was my second marriage. I wasn't trying to get divorced. We were seeking that. We was trying to seek out counseling. We was trying to talk. But keyword trying. Communication was horrible. Communication was bad, and it only got the more it seemed like I tried him like, hey, give you an avenue to you know, be the head, be the man. It just got worse and worse and worse. So at that point, and those of you who really know me, like I'll work with you until a point, but when I shut down, when I shut off, that's it. Like you dead. Like you could be on fire on the side of the road, and I'll keep driving. So the problem was a huge lack of communication. So if both parties want to make it work, if one person is like, if both of them have remorse for everybody's part in it, because we have to be realistic, everybody has a part in something, no matter what it is. Because while um people should value their vows, you still have to communicate with your other partner so that there is no entry. And then sometimes you can communicate and your partner just a hoe who shouldn't have got married. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that,
Say it like you mean it.
like that's for real.
Say it like you feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. You like
You
your partner ain't cut out for marriage. And but your partner got to be I'm talking to girl. Your partner got to be honest with themselves and be like, what, I'm not marriage material. Because a lot of people are getting married to people who are not marriage material just because they know you a good thing and they want to hold on to you. But while they go out and try to get themselves together while they're, doing long lasting, irreversible damage to you. So I think each partner got to figure out if they want to be there or not.
how much of that is the person who is enduring the grunt of the toxicity or the mistreatment? How much of that is their responsibility? Because we say they want to keep us around because they know we're a good person. What's the rule that says you got to stay around?
You are responsible.
You ain't gotta stay.
Or Ayola Van Zant said, I am responsible for what I allow you to do to me. Paraphrasing, she said something to that effect.
Period.
She said, so when she said she got fed up, she said, I no longer allow you to be in my space to do this. So honestly, and nobody wants, this is a very unpopular opinion, but you are responsible for the amount of damage that you allow to continue to happen to you.
Absolutely.
But nobody wants to own that. Nobody wants to say, oh, well, they did this to me. They shouldn't have done it. No, they shouldn't have. But the first time, okay, we might can get a pass on that. The second time, that's a little harder, but time 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you have allowed that.
To be honest, at this point in my life, it depends on what you did the first time. This is going to determine if I'm going to give you a second. Like, sometimes that first thing, you know how they say when people show you who they are, believe them.
Believe them.
If somebody really loves you and they really value you and they see your worth and all of the good things in you, they're not going to want to take a gamble with you not being a part of their life. So if you can go out here and do something dumb, stupid, and crazy when you claim and profess that I am all that you ever wanted or needed, do you even really love me? Do you even really care?
Still well.
So one time I might be one and done. I'm sorry, y'all. My makeshift laptop stand in this.
At this point, I'm one and done. Because if you cheat on me, I might cheat back on you to pull a you on you. I'm just gonna.
I might have to get my lip back.
I'm gonna get my lip back. Then
I might have to get. But then there's a point that it comes a point where you like, what, it ain't even worth it. Not 20, 30-year-old me. Kim's getting them lips.
Ooh, the petty that sits heavily upon my life.
I had to get my lip back for some things. I did. Was it right?
We ain't getting divorced.
Was it right? Nope. It wasn't right.
It wasn't right.
But your flesh, especially when you're not your flush, when you're not where you need to be, your flush will talk you into some things.
Yeah, I know you ain't judging this.
I didn't say nothing.
It was your facial expression.
I had a nap. My finger had ran through and it hurt it. That was it.
Because you don't make me tell the world what your nickname was.
Oh God.
Hey, so we like I said,
clean it
up. You down that bull.
Oh, Bishop. Clean it up, Bishop.
Anyway, my saying is, and if you know, like y'all say, if y'all know me, you know my saying. This above all to thine own self be true. And I don't think a lot of people who allow a lot of stuff to happen to them or let it go on for so long is really being true to themselves. Like you said, everybody's talking about, oh, woe is me, oh, woe is me. Well, let's talk about the you that allowed you to go through what you went through.
All right.
Because everybody has an exit. You just didn't use yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just kept closing that door, saying it'll get better. And I'm not saying you gotta run and jump, but you gotta run and leave after every sign every quote unquote red flag that you see. But I'm saying is, like you said, when is
When
enough
is enough enough?
enough?
Hmm.
Or have we even decided to say, hey, God, this wasn't it, was it? I I I confess I messed up. I was in my flush. He looked good. She looked good. She smelled good. He had money. She had money. We had a good time. Whatever the case may be, I messed up. So show me where the exit is, so I
Mm.
can get back, so I can get right.
The truth of that matter is sometimes we don't want to hear the answer.
No, no, we don't.
Don't.
No, we don't.
We don't want to hear the answer. We
We
don't
don't.
want to hear God tell us what we already feel down in here. We don't want that thing to be confirmed because a part of us is feeling like, you know, how they say, oh, you know, the older generation had this thing where they always told us to just pray about it and pray through some things. And if you pray for him, the Lord will change his heart and the Lord will change his mind and he'll eventually come on in. And
Yeah, when he got tired and stuff stopped working.
when he get old and rusty, and don't nobody ain't nobody else studying them. Then you want to try to come over here and be a good man to me after the streets done wore you out. Absolutely
My
not.
my
Oh
my
my
my.
Lord.
Absolutely not. So I think that was the
Ooh.
gist of our conversation. Like determining what's God and what's us in relationships. Because a lot of stuff we be saying be God, don't be God. It be loneliness talking, it be depression talking, it be frustration with other situations talking, and we take it and we wrap it up and call it God. Then when it don't work, we be mad at God. But why you mad at him? He wasn't in it in the first place. That was
Ooh.
all you, boo.
What we gonna have a conversation about is when the streets wear you out.
The streets will wear you out eventually.
Yeah, yeah, it will. Yes, it will.
The
My
streets will
God, my
eventually wear
Yes,
you
goodness.
out.
eventually,
Hmm.
eventually.
Hmm.
Everybody got an expiration date on the streets.
I'm done.
And with that, this has been random
I have no idea what this
conversation.
I don't
is.
either.
Random conversation.
This was a conference, the behind the scenes that we brought to y'all couch. That's what this
That's it.
is.
Oh Lord. We thank y'all for checking in with us tonight. Sometimes we be having like juicy conversations with us, and we be like, I was like, oh, wait. We need to go live.
Exactly what she did.
Yeah, she did. She
And then
did.
forgot to tell us that she pressed the go ahead start button.
And we just a talking.
We just talking. I ain't get to beat my face. I ain't put a lash on or
Ain't
nothing.
got on now.
Nail
Not
lash.
now. Now piece of nothing.
I was trying to make my lash touch my dang on thing. This
You gonna put your good lashes on, Jay?
my good man shoot. Them man, my good soul in shoot. Wasn't gonna put that yaki in my head. I wasn't gonna put that yaki in there.
They still sell yak.
Girl, you ain't go past the booty supply store when you came home, girl. Yaki is the first one you see. And then they go up. Then they go to human.
I ain't seen yak
How
ass
you,
no
how
more.
you know?
Sound like he be
Huh.
in there, don't he?
Beard
Mm.
oil.
You be
Yeah.
making beauty supply store rounds, brother.
When I go for my barber, yeah.
You shouldn't be over there with the yaki.
It's in the front, but it's look.
Let me
You know that
find out that's one of
you
them
know
toupees on your head. Let me find out. You know how they be
man.
doing here.
You got a
Man, hey,
Let me find out you got on a man weave.
wait,
Let
hold on.
me find that out.
I seen a dude do one from start to finish, and I was like, that really looked like his hair.
I seen one yesterday that wore me thin because I
I
couldn't
was like,
believe it. He took some
man,
kinky braid hair and
that's the one I saw.
grow all the way out,
And
but
then
he
for
was letting
all
it
and then
down
cut it right here.
there, and it looked like he had some waves. I
It
couldn't believe
sure did. I was like, ooh
the
wee.
that
Y'all
devil
know,
is a liar and a
did you see the
deceiver.
one where hold on, did you see the one where the dude went to the strip club and the girl was rubbing in his hair and he had that black ice in there and all of
And
it
all
came
that
out in
came
her?
off.
That was funny as ever.
Hmm.
Hold on, his boys, hey, hold on. Hey, sissy, his boys look like LB. She was like, his boys was like, they face was go. And old girl was like, let me put this oregano back on your head.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Love y'all.